our goal with social media is just to create a community, to show people that it doesn't have to be what it's been in the past. Alrighty, welcome back to Shop Dates with Gage every Monday. What happened last week? Todd, Xavier, Francisco, and I believe it was Mike Whitrock went to SEMA out in Las Vegas, Nevada. They spent a lot of their time socializing, seeing who's out there, and just enjoying the experience. I know that Todd got there pretty early. They landed in a party bus, and from that point forward, things got pretty interesting. So we're going to have a podcast this week of what that was like with Todd, maybe Xavier. We're going to see how things go. Probably first podcast up this week. Last week, during the time that they were gone, we got the 94 GMC basically done. Got its AC charged, buff polish all the way around. We're going to have Todd take a look at it and see what he thinks and what he likes, and if he gives it the, stamp of approval before we send it out to the customer. What I would like to see this week with the social media is we're continuously finding consistency with shorts. YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels tend to do really well. Last week's goal was to create consistency with the social media, to start to find a pattern and a rhythm that we could stick to and replicate consistently. We're starting to see that with the YouTube Shorts. Remembering that simplicity is key has been a huge help. If you guys remember back in 2020 when COVID happened and all the YouTube Shorts were, with all respect, just a ton of Indian, Pakistan style content. It was just very low resolution and very much so not what a lot of people were looking for. Well, why that's significant is that shows the progression of YouTube Shorts in the last 4 or 5 years. We were still watching YouTube Shorts even when it was content we didn't want to watch. So now it's progressing, but it's still very, very undervalued content, like very underwhelming. Very rarely does YouTube Shorts ever have consistent oomph, kind of like a catch-all for eyes. And so we were able to do that last week. I think we're going to look to replicate it this week. We'd like to stay in the 100,000 views per 48 hours mark. Yeah, our goal with social media is just to create a community, to show people that it doesn't have to be what it's been in the past with the very corporate feeling. I think that there's more luxury to life than what a lot of people are living, and I think we want to be a leader, show people what's possible. I mean, social media, what a time to come together and be able to see where everyone's at once, which might be the first time we've ever been able to experience that. Will it be here forever? Chances are probably not. Probably develop into something else or get lost to time. That's normal with technology. And so I think let's maximize this opportunity that we're in. Let's get comfortable being on social media, and let's use the platform to cause a positive reaction in the community. Our opportunity, and we would like to maximize that. That's why you see this social media space. That's why you see us take it so seriously, because this really is such a big opportunity. A lot of people like to scroll, but if more people created, I think it would be a happier world. It's expression. Creation is expression. It does something to create. I mean, it's really interesting. It's like every single week, the progress that happens from last week, very obvious. Like you can tell that so much has changed, so much so that if you weren't here on a Monday and you came back a whole week later, we'd almost have a whole new set of guidelines, rules, and perspectives for how to be successful in that task. Typically what I'm talking about is just social media. That's a lot of the space I'm in. But even in the shop, I mean, things change so quickly in such a sharp professional manner. It takes a lot to stay updated. A lot actually happens, and you kind of forget that from time to time when you're in it. You see all the things that you would like now today. It's definitely nice to just acknowledge the good amount of progress that we're all creating. I mean, this place is turning into a community. That's a lot of what happened last week and in previous weeks. I mean, this place is turning into a family, a community, a center point for massive change in people's lives, which is a blessing. I mean, that's what we want to host, and so to see evidence that it can happen is very exciting. Cheers. It's Monday morning, right when I got here. First thing I did was jump on here. That's because it's exciting. Like, on the drive here, this is all I was thinking about was let's make this video. Let's do this thing. This is a shop date. And it is. You and I, we're on a date in our shop. Welcome. Our editing styles switched up too. We're going a lot more fast-paced. In the beginning, we're trying to keep it real, organic, and just share the full experience, which I think people want. But I think we have to be more relevant for people to want that. A live stream of Elon Musk doing squats could be really interesting, but a live stream of a random person doing squats might be less appealing. So context is key to creating more relaxed, honest, just here's the footage content, which I personally like. This coffee's awesome. We want to improve our quality every day, every week. If you look at our LinkedIn, our Twitter, our Facebook, our Instagram, our YouTube, every week there's massive progress. Megan has walked in on the scene. I repeat, she is live and active. Megan's input is we are going absolutely viral this week. So that was a positive impact from last week. Shouts out. So the 1965 blue GTO in the assembly room, buff polish, a few odds and ends, she's out of here. The Pinto Cruiser just fired her up last Friday, got her idling very nicely, sounds amazing, basically has headers on it, so no exhaust system, it's loud, it's rowdy, it's mean, it's gonna be out of here quickly. Got the Cougar parts coming in to finish that up. Get that out of here. The 1974 Hellcat swap Challenger restoration is getting to the point where we got the deck lid, the doors, the fenders all mocked up, and it's starting to prepare for its first stage of primer. And then we're getting a hood to do the same thing. The 1972 Chevy Nova is on a standstill for a sec. The 68 E-Type Jaguar just got epoxied, and now we're starting to do some fabrication on it. Same with the 68 RT Coronet. We just had the customer come in Friday and take a look and kind of start to communicate where we're all going, starting to pick out some colors. We're thinking back to the original, kind of like this color, potentially a little flake. It's a little lighter. In 68, the title says aqua, but according to the owner, it's turquoise. But that's what it was called. It was called aqua. The 1957 Imperial Chrysler Imperial, the hood is almost ready for paint. I think it's in the booth, all masked up and everything, and I believe that we're spraying that today, and then we're gonna get the 65 Mustang in there, spray the trunk area, and then do a up and over with color and clear, buff polish, start assembly, salute. You know what's pretty interesting is the shop's in a good transition point where we're getting a lot of projects out and we're gonna get a wave of new projects in. So what we got coming in is a Riviera, we have a Galaxy, we have a 70 Chevelle as well that's coming in. That one was the one that was bought at auction for about 70 or 80, rotting from the inside out. That's a pretty interesting story. If you want to see the craftsmanship, the attention to detail, the eye for quality, you can go back and find some of the videos of us talking about that, and there'll be more in the future. Todd's starting his bump side Bronco that he wants to take to SEMA next year today. They're going to go and unload the truck from that trailer outside, basically just a shell found in a junkyard. We have 2 shells, and he's going to start mocking up somehow this whole thing's going to lay out and play out. That's super exciting. Alrighty, big fellas. 1 coffee cup was not enough. We've doubled down and we've got 2. This is going to be a good video. We're going to finish up what we were doing. I just ran and grabbed coffee with Sir Johnny, got a few updates, got on the same page. Things are very exciting. Todd just came back from SEMA. Like I said, SEMA podcast coming up. Shouts out. Bumpside Bronco, which is going to go to SEMA next year. I believe Todd's starting on this week. Very exciting. You know, I don't know if I can talk as much on all the cars and actually building them as much as I can about the vision and what we're developing in that sense. That's where most of my time is spent right now. Those are relatively the project updates, but the overall shop update, you know, our vision is going obviously larger scale, seeing more evidence on how to get there quicker. It's to be honest, to be sharp, it's to think ahead and not just wing it. A lot of our content was just pull out a camera in the right moment and try to turn it into a video rather than, hey, let's create title thumbnails. Hey, let's generate a bunch of ideas, think ahead and plan. Hey, let's see who's working on what this week and what content we can basically schedule in. And so I think more brainstorming, more thinking about the content before going into it will produce higher quality content for you guys. Boom, you're welcome. We're learning what it takes to actually build a community within the shop. If you want to change the world, it starts with you and yourself, and then it starts with the people that you're in proximity with, And then it starts with your town, and then it starts with your city, and then your state, and then your country, and then the world. More realistic to start in that sort of progression pattern than to think that you're going to change the whole world before you change yourself. That's something that Johnny and I spend, and everyone in the shop spends a long time being a part of it, but there's a lot of attention and thinking in the forefront. A lot of that goes into how to create a community. How do we make it so that the people that work here actually enjoy the environment that they're in? How do we say that we want to make a positive change and then actively do that every day and not just as like one-time things with a camera? No, it's a lifestyle, and that's what we're trying to A, promote, but B, live. That's Shop Updates, aka Shop Dates with Gage. We'll have more in the future. Yeah, there's actually simplicity and honesty. To just get to the point, stay sharp, being honest, being like, you don't have to think about what to say. You just live it. You just act it out. I feel like there's simplicity in conversation and in content. That's the direction that we want to go to. That's why when you look at some of our older content, it's a little bit more just, hey, here's the footage, enjoy. Because obviously we want to package it up nicer so that you guys enjoy it a little bit more. That's our motto, is honesty is simplicity. With that being said, let that message speak to your heart. This is Gage Schmidt with Muscle Car Concepts. Take care.